The Atlanta Braves ringing the opening bell at the NASDAQ this morning, coming after the team completed its split-off from Liberty Media last week. Liberty, of course, has owned it for quite some time. Joining me now first on CNBC is Derek Schiller. He's president and CEO of the Atlanta Braves. And Greg Maffei, of course, is, oh, look at that. Thanks, guys. Liberty Media's CEO. And Greg's going to stick around, and we're going to have a conversation about a lot of other things. But I do want to start, Greg, with you now and then get to Derek in a minute. You know, what's the benefit to shareholders of having the Atlanta Braves split off from Liberty, so to speak, now being, an asset-backed security? Why do it?
Well, I think it gives shareholders an opportunity to feel like they're direct owners of the Braves with greater transparency, greater information flows, and a focus just on the performance of the team and our real estate opportunities at the Battery.
Well, Derek, then what do you think is going to move the stock price? You're a profitable team. And by the way, that's not insignificant in baseball. But that being said, you're not necessarily in a growth business. The asset value may be found only really through a sale. So how do you see the stock sort of moving here? What's it going to be based on wins and losses?
Yeah, I'd give a little perspective to that. First of all, we've been in existence for 150 years. And for the better part of 50 years, we've been inside of public companies, first with Turner Broadcasting and ultimately Liberty Media, and then became a tracking stock and now a full asset-backed equity. In all those times, we're understanding more and more about what it takes to operate a business in the public sector. And, we're comfortable with it, is one way to say it. And I think the way in which our team, both on the field as well as off the field, our organization is approaching this is really try to do all the things that we do already really well and just keep doing them and keep doing them even better. This is a team that is operated extremely strong. We have best-in-class areas of our business all across the various ways that we conduct our business. We've built a terrific mixed-use development, over 2 million square feet, led by Mike Plant, that is just doing unbelievable. Have almost everything leased out there. We're expanding upon that. So there's a lot of room for growth, but we can also, be proud of what we've acconced already.
Listen, nobody's going to take that away from you. No, because I get to ask the questions, Greg. No, I get to ask the questions. All right?
I was going to try and help with your question.
Holy cow. How about the Phillies?
I always need help from you, Greg. Always. But I don't understand. All right, growth is fine. You guys could win the World Series. You have an incredibly good team, sad to say, as a longtime Mets fan. Kudos to Terry McGurk for running this thing so well for all these years. But, Greg, I think many shareholders expect that this ultimately is going to lead to a potential sale of the Braves to somebody who wants to pay an enormous amount of money for the team, some rich guy. Is that true?
Well, I think we have created a path where that can happen, but that certainly we have no plan or intent. As to how we can make money, I think if you look what's gone on, the financial results of the company have continued to improve, not only with increased fan attendance, not only with better monetization of those fans, but frankly also with the real estate development. So well short of imagining just a sale, I think it can look and say increasing profits driven by the operations on field, the operations of the real estate. I think it's telling that Bleacher Report reports that we have both the best team management in terms of business operations and the best management in terms of baseball operations. I think it's a real kudos to this management team.
It is. You see it on the field. Derek, I do want to come back to you, though, on the economics of the business overall. I can understand how player salaries continue to rise significantly, for example, in the NBA and the NFL, given their TV contracts have gone up by multiples. Not so much for baseball. Explain how you manage player salaries and expectations, given the revenues are not necessarily going to be increasing in terms of those contracts that you sign for the broadcast of your games.
Well, obviously, you sign a deal with your players, a collective bargaining agreement, and you operate under that. We're in the middle of operating under one of those CBAs. A number of teams have spent more during that period of time. Some teams spent a lot less. And in our situation, we've tried to gradually improve our team with what we think to be very smart contracts. Where we can, we take younger players and we try to lock them up over a period of years. That's one way that we believe we can be effective and efficient inside of that type of economic system. At the same time, I think, the league at points in time will continue to look at whether this is the best system for players and for teams. I think one of the things that fans and investors are going to get a snapshot of here is you're going to get a team that's operated extremely well.
Yeah.
And so it may not be a reflection of, what all 30 teams are doing. It's just what's happening with just this one team. And as Greg said, we've got a terrific management team in place led by Terry McGurk. We're doing exceptional work here. So we're focused on that. We're focused on trying to drive revenues and make them the best that they can be.